Today's video from the Essentials Q&A. What are the 8 generations on Earth today? Hey everyone, it's Liza back with another video. We're about to take a trip through time. We're actually going to dive deep into the 8 generations living on Earth today. We're talking history, culture, technology, the whole shebang. Get ready to be shook because some of these generational differences are wild. Okay, first up we've got the OGs, the MVPs, the ones who paved the way for us to, exist. The greatest generation or GI generation, born between 1901 and 1927. These are the folks who lived through the Great Depression. Imagine the stock market crashing harder than my self-esteem after watching a makeup tutorial. And then, bam, World War II hits. Talk about a double whammy. But did they crack? Nope. They rolled up their sleeves, got to work, and basically saved the world. I mean, can you imagine? They were all about hard work, perseverance, and rocking out to some sweet jazz and swing music. Can we bring back swing dancing, please? That's my cardio, guys. Next up, we have the silent generation, born between 1928 and 1945. Now, don't let the name fool you. These guys weren't actually silent. They just lived through a time when, speaking out could get you in serious trouble. Think McCarthyism and the Cold War spooky stuff. They valued conformity, hard work, and honestly, probably a good nap after dealing with all that societal pressure. They built the foundation for the world we live in today, even if they did it all while whispering. Hold on to your tie-dye shirts, because it's time to talk about the baby boomers. These are the folks born after World War II, between 1946 and 1964, when everyone was feeling, shall we say, celebratory, hence, the boom. This generation was all about peace, love, and rock and roll. They protested the Vietnam War, embraced the hippie lifestyle, and created the summer of love. They were like, hey, let's question authority, fight for social justice, and listen to some groovy tunes. And let's be real, their music, iconic. They were also the first to really start thinking about, their kids' feelings and stuff. Hey, maybe we shouldn't just ship them off to boarding school and never make eye contact? Revolutionary. Next up, we've got Generation X, the original latchkey kids. They just wanted to skateboard in peace. They are the masters of sarcasm and flannel. Born between 1965 and 1980, they grew up in the shadow of the boomers, often feeling like the middle child, a little misunderstood, and often left to their own devices. They were the original latchkey kids, coming home to an empty house after school, popping in a VHS tape, remember those? And raiding the pantry. They were all about grunge music, skateboarding, and just trying to find their place in a world that felt increasingly chaotic. They were also the first generation to really deal with the AIDS epidemic in the 80s and 90s, which was a super scary and confusing time. But through it all, they learned to be independent, resourceful, and most importantly, how to rock a mean pair of Doc Martens. The Millennials or Generation Y. The participation trophy generation? More like the world is ending, let's fix it generation. Oh boy, here we go, the Millennials, that's me. Born between 1981 and 1996, we're the generation that grew up with the internet, which basically means we've been sharing our lives online since forever. We're known for being tech-savvy, community-oriented, and maybe a little bit obsessed with avocado toast. We're also the generation that witnessed 9/11, the Great Recession, and now, a global pandemic? Talk about bad timing. But hey, we're a resilient bunch. We're passionate about making the world a better place, whether it's through activism, social entrepreneurship, or just being really, really good at recycling. Plus, we invented memes, so you're welcome, world. Generation Z or iGen. The future is now, old people. They're not afraid to call you out. Hold on to your smartphones, people, because Generation Z is here, and they are not playing around. This is the generation, born between 1997 and 2010, that grew up with smartphones in their cribs, social media as their playground, and the internet as, an extension of their brains. They're tech-savvy, entrepreneurial, and they're not afraid to call out injustice wherever they see it. They're also the most diverse generation yet, which is pretty darn cool. They're growing up in a world that's really messed up in a lot of ways, but they're not letting that get them down. They're fighting for climate action, social justice, and a future where everyone feels seen and heard. Plus, they have really good taste in memes, so there's that. Generation Alpha, born with iPads in hand between 2010 and 2024. The world is their digital oyster. They are the babies of the bunch. These are the kids born after 2010, and they're growing up in a world that's completely different from anything we've ever seen before. I mean, imagine being born and there's already a TikTok filter for your face. These kids are growing up surrounded by technology, and they're using it in ways that we can't even imagine. They're going to be the ones who teach us how to use holograms and teleport and whatever other crazy inventions they come up with. It's both exciting and terrifying, but mostly exciting. Generation Beta. The world is their beta test. No pressure, little ones. Okay, so we don't know much about Generation Beta yet. They're still being born since this generation just started in 2025 and will go to 2039. But we can already tell that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, they're being born into a world that's still figuring out this whole global pandemic thing. So they're already way ahead of the game in terms of resilience. They're going to be growing up in a world that's shaped by the actions of all the generations that came before them. So no pressure, little ones. Outro. That's a wrap. 8 generations and counting. And there you have it. The 8 generations on Earth today, each with their unique characteristics and contributions. Understanding these generations helps us appreciate the diverse world we live in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights. See you next time. Thanks for watching and following us. Stay tuned for more. Coming soon, a new video on another fascinating topic.